Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Craig Campbell from Pastor Craig's Vintage Cards. I guess this is part number 24. I may have goofed up my count a little bit here, but part number 24 of my NFL hybrid set build between 1970 and 73. Again, every player that had a card are in here one time. Each player has one card, I should say, between cards from 70, 71, 72, and 73. And I have so enjoyed putting the set together. I say it every video, but man, I just really mean it. A lot of these cards are from my childhood collection. That means even a little bit more. I always like to fold it over and look at the cards a little bit better. Here, I try to zoom in so you guys can see them just a little bit better. And this is going to be an interesting page as well. Not quite as loaded with all-stars or big household names, but some really good players nevertheless. Walker Gillette. It's his rookie card. 1973 card. He also had cards from 74 to 77. He was the 15th overall pick in 1970 by the Chargers. He played with San Diego during the 70-71 season, largely as a backup to Hall of Famer Lance Allworth. Walker came to the Cardinals in 72 and 73, and he played with the Giants in 74 through 76. He suited up for 91 games. Starting 51, he had 153 receptions for his career, with 1,329 yards and 7 touchdowns. His best season was 1975 with the New York Giants. This guy here, John Gilliam, solid player. His rookie cards in 1972 Topps. He had cards issued between 74 and 76, and then 77. He was drafted by the Saints in 1967 with the number 52 pick. He played with the Saints from 67 to 68, then the Cardinals from 69 to 71, and the Vikings from 72 to 74. He then went to the WFL in 1975, came back to the Vikings when they folded in 75, and he played with the Falcons and the Bears in 77, as well as the Saints. He was a 4-time Pro Bowl selection. He played in Super Bowls 7 and 9 with the Vikings. That's where I really remember him. He was just a really good player. In 1967, he returned the inaugural kickoff for the Saints for a touchdown. So the very first kickoff for the New Orleans Saints, he ran it back for a touchdown, and that was kind of the highlight of the Saints franchise for a number of years because they really struggled. But he suited up in 151 games, starting 126, and he had 382 catches for over 7,000 yards and 48 touchdowns. And he had 2 rushing touchdowns, which means he had 50 touchdowns for his NFL career. And again, he was a real solid player for the Vikings during the mid-70s. Just a good player. Over here, we've got Gale Gillingham with my beloved Green Bay Packers. And he is in the Packers Hall of Fame. His rookie card is in 1970. And he had cards issued between 70 and 73, as well as 75. He was drafted with the 13th overall pick in the 1966 draft by the Packers. He played with Green Bay from 66 to 74, and he also played in 1976 with them. He was a 2-time NFL champion, and he was a first-team All-Pro in 1969, 1970, and 74, and he was second-team in 1968, 71, and 73. So you can see he was a quality player. First team All-Pro or second team All-Pro all the way from 1968 through 1974. He was the last of the Lombardi Packers to play with the team. He played in 128 games, starting 115. In 1972, he only played in 2 games due to an injury. He was inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame in 1982, and truly one of the great Green Bay Packers. His career, those injuries later on in his career really slowed him down, probably keeping him from being a Hall of Famer, but he was just a pure, great pulling guard for Lombardi in those early days of his career. We've got Bob Gladue. Sounds like a hockey name to me. This is his only card issued. It's his rookie card. He was an 8th-round pick out of Notre Dame by the Patriots in 1969. He was a member of the Notre Dame 1966 National Championship team. As a matter of fact, in the greatest game the game of the century, they called it, between number 1 Notre Dame, number 2 Michigan State in 1967, He scored the only touchdown for Notre Dame. It ended up being a 10-10 tie. And then as a senior, he had 15 touchdowns for Notre Dame and was one of the top picks for the North-South All-Star game. He played for the Patriots from 69 to 70, the Bills in 70, the Patriots 71 through 72, and he played with the WFL New York Stars in 74. Bob suited up for 45 games, starting 6. He had 491 yards from scrimmage, 90 touches, either running or catching, but he never did score a touchdown in the NFL. After retirement, he became a bartender, and then him and his wife opened up a travel agency, which was pretty successful for a while, but Bob had a much greater college career at Notre Dame than he did an NFL career, but interesting player. Chip Glass, down here, Chip Glass. Kind of an interesting name for a football player, Chip Glass. It's his rookie card, his only card. He was drafted by the Browns with the 73rd pick in 1969. He played with the Browns from 69 to 73 and the Giants in 1974. He played in 81 games in the NFL, starting 7. And he ended up with 34 receptions for his career with 5 touchdowns. Mr. Chip Glass. George Godik. It's his rookie card, and it's his only card. And he was drafted out of Notre Dame with the 59th pick by Denver. He was a 2-time national champion in 64 and 66 with Notre Dame. And he played with Denver from 67 to 72. He was an AFL All-Star in 1969. George played in 66 games, starting 60. In that last season of 1972, he only played in 2 games. So his career was shortened up for sure, but interesting card. And the fact that he were teammates at Notre Dame and national champions. He blocked for him, which is kind of interesting. See them on the same page all these years later on football cards. Next, we've got the Gogolak brothers, Charlie and Pete Gogolak. And I do remember both of these guys. Good kickers. Charlie's rookie card is a 1967 Philadelphia, but this 1972 card is his last card. He was drafted out of Princeton in 1966 with the 6th overall pick by the Redskins. He was an All-American in 1965. He was the first kicker ever selected in the first round. His older brother, Pete, also kicked in the NFL. And in 1966, this is interesting. So him are brothers. In 1966, these two combined to kick 14 extra points in one game. Wow. As the Redskins beat the Giants 72 to 41. That's pretty amazing. Two brothers kicking 14 extra points in one game. Charlie played for the Redskins from 66 to 68 and the Patriots from 70 to 72. He suited up in 55 games. And he played in 1 game in 67, 6 games in 1970, and 6 games in 1972. For his career, he had 52 field goals and 114 extra points. As good as Charlie Gogolak was, I don't know if that's worth the 6th overall pick in the NFL draft, but he was a good kicker. Pete Gogolak had a much better career. As a matter of fact, Pete's in the Giants' Ring of Honor. His rookie card is a 1965 Topps. He also had cards issued from 69 and then 71 through 75. Pete was born in Hungary, not Hungary, but Hungary in Europe, and came to America after the Hungarian Revolution in 1956. He was drafted by the Bills in the AFL with the 92nd pick in 1964. He played with the Bills in 64 and 65. In both years, they were AFL champions. He signed with the Giants in the NFL, sparking the war between the leagues, expediting the NFL and the AFL merger in 1970. And that is true, that he was one of the players that actually sparked that war of leagues, which really led to the merger in 1970. Pete was the first soccer-style kicker. Again, you can win trivia question with that. Who was the first soccer-style kicker in the NFL? That would be Pete Gogolak. He played with the Giants from 66 to 74. For his career, he had 173 field goals and 344 extra points. So he had a nice career. The Gogolak brothers. And I'm going to flip this like this so we can at least see Mr. Irv Good. This 1972 card is his last card. His rookie card was a 1965 Philadelphia. He was drafted out of Kentucky in 1962 by the Cardinals with the 28th pick. He played with the Cardinals from 62 to 71, the Bills in 72, the Dolphins in 73 and 74. He was a two-time Pro Bowl selection in 64 and 67, and was a Super Bowl 8 winner with the Dolphins. Irv missed the entire 1972 season after a knee injury in the preseason. He got traded to the Dolphins, and he served as the team's long snapper after receiving little playing time. In 1974, he retired before the 75 season. Irv suited up in 162 games, starting 132. And there you go. A nice sheet of cards here. The Gogolak brothers, of course, and you got the great Gale Gillingham, John Gilliam up here. And interesting, two Notre Dame teammates from 1966 national champions. And again, just a blast going through these cards. I have so much fun with it. And I hope you've enjoyed this as well. It's just been a real joy to look at these cards and talk about these players from long ago. Guys, enjoy the hobby. There are so many ways to enjoy this hobby without having to, buy graded cards and spend a lot of money on expensive cards. And that's fun too, but I mean, this is where the bread and butter is at for a lot of us right here. A lot of these cards, like, I know I bought that card, it was 25 cents. There's a lot of ways to enjoy this hobby without having to break the bank. All right, guys, take care, and we will talk later.